Welcome everybody to Golden Drop. My name is Sharon McDonald, and I am so happy to be here today to talk about Clary Calm and Clary Sage. Okay, these two essential oils are really amazing for both men and women, and a lot of times the men will think, well, I don't have to really worry about this because these are girl oils, and they're not actually. Clary Sage and Clary Calm are going to be really good essential oils for balancing out your um, your energy systems. Okay, so hormones, both male and female. Oops, both male and female essential oils are hormones are going to be affected by this. So as men get bombarded with xenoestrogens, and xenoestrogens are things that are just flying through the air, right? They're estrogens that come from cooking oil, from gasoline, from airplanes that are flying up above us. They're coming from plastics that are warming in the air, and just elements that come into the air and then they are flying all over and they bombard us. And this is what we call, when you hear this in doTERRA, called environmental threats. This is what we're talking about, things like xenoestrogens. Okay, and so what these do is these are going to affect the hormone levels. So that's why we see a lot of men who are now getting breasts, right? We see an increase of that. We see an increase of breast cancer in men, and it's not just for women. Okay, we see a lot of hormonal issues going on with men where their testosterone levels drop. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of men, think, well, this is kind of a girl thing, and it's really not. It's an everybody thing. And so you're going to be able to use these products in a way that will benefit everybody. Okay, and so we know that Clary Calm, okay, for both men and women, especially men and women who are trying to conceive, this is a really good essential oil to place hip to hip, and then along the around the ankle bone. And the reason why the ankle bone on the inside and the outside is important is because that's an acular point for fertility. Okay, and so this essential oil, hip to hip, meaning like the front hip bone to the other hip bone, every morning and every night. And guys, if you don't want to smell like a flower, okay, just put another essential oil that's manly, like Siberian fir, right? Something like that. Frankincense, if you love that. Apply that over the top and you won't smell that, really clear, that sage kind of a smell. And you'll be fine. Okay. Same for you women. You can do the same thing. It'll work out really great for you. And don't worry about it. Okay. And so Clary Calm is going to be able to help those hormones that are maybe high or low and bring them baseline. Okay. And so as a mother of 5 and a woman who has dealt with really heavy hormone issues, I'm here to share with you that these work really well. I've worked with lots of women over the last 8 years with their fertility. I worked with women even before that, just women coming to me saying, hey, what can I do nutritionally? Many of you know that I'm a nutritional therapist. I got that in 2013. 2014 is when I finally finished my certification. But I've always been interested in in nutrition, and so I've done a lot with people who are trying to get get fertile and have babies. And so with that, it was easy when we came to the essential oil world, because then I was learning all these different essential oils that really helped even out the hormone system. So Clary Calm is really good for any mood swings, any kind of hormone fluctuations. Maybe your libido is lower than you want it to be. Maybe you have too high of a libido and you need to calm it down because maybe you don't have a partner right now to share in that with. So every one of us is in a different spot, but this is a really great blend. It's amazing for cramping, for monthly menstrual cramping. Okay. And so a really good protocol for this, I'm going to share this protocol right now because it works so well, you guys. This is going to be, you rub Clary Calm hip to hip, which is pelvic area to pelvic area. So right across hip bone to hip bone, across the uterus. And then you put Aroma Touch over the top of that. And then you put Copaiba on top of that. This is called layering. And then you apply Deep Blue Rub over the top of that. And I'm telling you, within seconds, your cramps will be gone. You can do the same with back cramping. Women who are in labor, this is also a great protocol for back labor. And the older I get, the worse my back cramps get when I have my cycle. And I had really bad back labor with every single one of my babies. And the more babies I had, even if they were a C-section, I still had really, really bad back labor. It still happened. And so I just wanted to share with you a little bit of that. Okay. I'm going to move on to Clary Sage after I tell you about the emotional properties for Clary Calm. So an emotional property, using this lovely book right here. This is a great tool to have, and it comes with this awesome wheel. And you can use this wheel for negative and positive emotions, okay? And the negative are in the gray and positive are in this beautiful green. But you can do these to see where you want to enhance or where you're at and help yourself be better. So on Clary Calm, it specifically says this is about being vulnerable. And, you know, when we're trying to have a better emotional IQ, it's really important to be able to be okay with being vulnerable. Vulnerability and meekness do not mean you're a roadmap. Like, I'm not a roadmap, but a welcome mat. People aren't going to come in and wipe their feet on you and use you emotionally. It's a really good way to be able to just rein in those emotions that will help you be more human, where people will realize like, oh, like, I didn't realize that you were dealing with that. Right? It helps our communication be more robust as well. So Clary Calm encourages warmth in relationships, stabilizes physical and emotional imbalances, and fosters emotional intimacy. So those of you who are on this call or watching our replay, this will be a really amazing essential oil if communication isn't your strong point. Okay, especially when it comes to the loved ones in your life, right? Maybe it's hard for you to have conversations that you don't want the wrath of the other person, but you learn to communicate when you're using these essential oils. If this is you and you have that hard time, put this essential oil over your larynx right here, and it will help you communicate better. I'm telling you, it works all the time. The more you do this, the more you'll start to unwind and unlock those emotional blocks that keep you from really having deep, meaningful relationships and connecting with your loved ones the way that you really want to. Clary Calm also assists relationships by teaching individuals to be emotionally open and vulnerable. It eases the fear of rejection and encourages individuals to receive true warmth and love in their relationships. I can tell you on a marriage point that this is really important to me, and most women are going to really crave this from their partners, okay, from their spouse. So I will share with you that the more my husband can be like this with me, the better and the better I feel about our relationship. Like automatically, regardless of what challenges might be going on, whether it be with the kids, whether it be financial, whether it be like we're not seeing eye to eye, if he can open up and he can let me be me and allow himself to share with me those dark little places in his in his life where I might be able to ease something for him, or I might be more aware that's a hot button, don't go there. And it's not done out of anger or malice, but when he can do that, I'm telling you what, like putty in his hands. Okay. Like I'm more emotionally available for him. I'm more emotionally there to support him and be loving and kind, and more forgiving about the things that really irritate me about his personality or whatever is going on, right? And so I'm just sharing that personal insight for me. And the women that I coach with, I often hear this, and when they follow this protocol, and their partners follow this protocol of using Clary, Clary Calm and Siberian Fur, and some of these other ones that kind of unlock ancestral kind of junk, it really is helpful in encouraging these warmer, vulnerable relationships. The emotional blend also works as a stabilizer, especially for women who find their emotions like all over the board with PMS. It really helps that, and again helps encourage like this very grounded place. All right. So that's the emotional aspect of Clary Sage. Now we're going to talk about Clary Calm. Sorry. Now we're going to go on to Clary Sage. And Clary Sage is really good actually for loads of different things. You're going to be able to balance hormones, obviously, is like the first one. To induce labor, if you put this on the pinky toe of a pregnant mama, it will support her in contractions and helping those contractions stay consistent. Over the belly allows the contractions to happen quicker and encourages that movement and the dilation of the cervix. So this is a really good one for that. It's also really good for bronchitis, right? There's a couple of different things when you look in different books, they're all going to have something a little bit different when it comes to like environmental things, allergies, and being able to help those seasonal kind of allergies and seasonal threats like bronchitis and colds and things like that. This is a very good essential oil for that. Okay. And doTERRA has a different one. This is salvia. I don't even know how to say. Is this scalaria? Is that what that says? I don't have my glasses.
Scalaria.
Yeah, scalaria. So this is Salvia scalaria is the genus type that doTERRA uses on this. And this matters because not everybody uses this type. Okay. And this is one that people really make bank on in other companies because they synthetically derive this or they dilute with other essential oils to make it seem like you're getting pure Clary Sage. But this one is a great essential oil. It lasts you a really long time because it's not one you're going to use every day. It is really good for emotions, like across the board, going to help you with emotions, specifically with clarity. Having a clear mind is very good for people with ADD, which is why you often will see Clary Sage in some of those like Intune and different essential oils that are specific for keeping the thoughts clear. Okay. And so on an emotional level, as we wrap up here, Clary Sage assists individuals in being able to change their perception. Okay. And perception is often the thief of joy, truthfully, because someone's perception, if it is stuck, like people with OCD and people who maybe have Asperger's or autism, anything on that spectrum, they're going to fixate on one thing and they're going to stay there. That is why Clary Calm is often used by a lot of people who have kids with Asperger's, OCD, anything like that. But know that Clary Sage is going to be one of those guys that works for you. Okay, it's going to help that fixation completely. If you're an obsessive person and you obsess and you obsess and you obsess, this is going to be an essential oil that will help you unlock that. It also helps give truth. And when you use these on the brow chakra, so the third eye and over your eyebrows, you're going to be able to help remove darkness. What does that mean? Okay, this is kind of where it becomes a little woo-woo for people. But what it does is it just helps clear the mind of perception when you want to call someone an enemy. Okay? When you want to call someone an enemy or an experience an enemy, it really helps clear that darkness and brings light to the mind. And it helps you get clear vision. Clary Sage also assists in opening the creative channels and clearing creative blocks. For those of you who don't feel creative, this is a good one, especially if you're writing a paper. Maybe you have some intense work that you're doing that you need to be creative and open yourself to that. This is a good one to do that. Where would you apply it? On the back of the neck, over the heart. And like I said, if you're speaking, you're going to put it over the throat. You can also put this on the bottom of the feet. All right. So any of that. When you're talking about brain activity, you're going to be putting it over, the back of the neck is always the best place for it. Okay. Always the best place. I'm sorry, my phone is dying. And so it keeps telling me low battery. Clary Sage teaches the spirit how to use its divine given gifts, and especially is helpful in clarifying spiritual vision. It assists in developing the gift of discernment. So discernment is being able to see a situation and see truth versus falsehood. Okay. What is right and what is wrong? What is truth and what is not truth? Okay, so that's what discernment is. It also invites individuals to expand their vision and accept reality of the spirit world. Okay, what that means is that you'll be able to feel a little bit more like a granola earth person. You'll be able to connect a little bit more, and all those good things. So I am so honored to be able to share my 22 years of experience of using essential oils and being fascinated with this world of earthly connection. Using these essential oils has been a blessing to me, and finding doTERRA was really a totally, I feel, very divine experience for me, calling me to this work to be able to do for people even more than I ever have, and being able to tie myself to a company that every time I buy a bottle of Clary Sage or Clary Calm, I am going to be helping the artisans on the ground in the community that put that essential oil together. The land that it came from and the people that are cultivating it, and then the scientists who test it, everything that goes into this, I'm helping that. And doTERRA is the only company that does this. And I'm really honored to be able to be locked arms with a company like this, and to be able to get loyalty reward points back every time I purchase is a big perk for me. I love getting those points back and being able to purchase other things. So if you have any questions on the loyalty reward program, maybe you're not a member yet and you don't have your customer account. Now, being a member and a customer, people are like, I don't want to sell. You're a member of Costco or Sam's Club or BJ's, and they're not asking you to go and sell BJ's, Sam's Club, or Costco wholesale accounts, are they? That is the same with doTERRA. A customer is a customer, and you're just getting the very best price. We're all buying at 25% off, but you have the opportunity to earn more back on every purchase by being a loyal customer. Okay. I just got my Costco check, by the way, the other day, and it was literally like $285. That tells you how much money. It might have even been more than that. I want to say it was almost $1,000. I'm going to have to double check. And I literally am going to put that in the description so you guys remember, because it was a big check. And I saw it one time and I was like, whoo, my gosh. But it's nice to be able to get that much money back for being able to spend your money, right? Like, you're already buying stuff for your family. And, when you can buy wholesome, good food and products, like these, and you get it at the wholesale pricing, plus you get this loyalty perk that comes back. At least with doTERRA, you don't have to wait an entire year to get it, right? With Costco, I have to wait an entire year, but it was a lot of money. I think it might have, I'll tell you guys, I'll find out. Jason will know because he deposited the check, but it was a lot of money. And I was like, woo, that is a lot of money. There you go. Anyways, thanks for being here. Have a great week. If you want to stay on and ask questions, we'll do that. Thank you for the replay. Share it. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. And Golden Drop happens every week. We have some great hosts. If you want to share something on here, please give us a ring, let us know, and we will help you get connected to be able to share your own experiences. Jason is going to be gone next week, so instead of hearing from him, you're actually going to hear from me because he's going to be on an airplane. He's going to Nepal to with our son Joshua to work on a service project, doing a little service with doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation. So that is a big deal, and so you're going to hear from me. So thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you guys next week.